ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again, and I'm so glad to be able to come before you this time to share with you what I consider a very important message, and I hope it will serve us quite well. The thing that brings me to this point is that, I watching the news and I hear what people are saying. I listen to the Republicans, I listen to the Democrats, and sometimes it's like these two different organizations represent two different worlds. One conservative and one liberal, so they say. And they talk like they hate each other. They don't talk like they are of one country. For one to be in power, not the other, seems to be a curse, and reverse if it's that way. And I want to thank people like Alex Jones and InfoWars for the information that they bring on the internet service to tell us so much about other things that's happening in our society, in the world, that's causing these situations to come forth like they are, that we can't get any grasp from just being around and watching stuff, or digesting the information that has been given to us from those that say they got our interest at heart. So that's the way we have when we talk about the liberals and we talk about conservatives. We talk about basically hate. Hate, ladies and gentlemen. This is a society where hate reigns supreme. And yet and still, I come forth from you, or to you, ladies and gentlemen, because I have a mission. I wanted to say, and I have said for many years, Christians come forth, that the spirit of love, the spirit of God, is calling you forth from the organizations of Republicans and Democrats or conservative, capitalism, or socialism, and communism, and whatever other isms that you might fall under. I want you to come out of those because they work against what God's plan is. And I'm speaking specifically to everybody who has a relationship with God, but I'm also saying Christians. And I know it's a very complicated matter to be able to get something out to Christians, because Christians have a belief about God. And it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. When you come here, you go to church, they start teaching you just like they teach you about Santa Claus. You get an indoctrination about church, God, religion, and all that kind of stuff. So as a Christian, I don't want to talk to them like this. And the reason is because Christians believe. Christians believe in God. Some of the popes, I'm not going to say they all do. Some of the bishops, I'm not going to say they all do. Some of the elders, I'm not going to say they all do. Some of the preachers, I'm not going to say they all do. And a few of the members, I'm not going to say they all do. They believe in God. But with that belief, it finds itself subservient to the will of man. And I say man because I don't want to talk about the devil. I'll say the will of man. Man is evil enough to keep our attention. Let's take it off the devil. So, here we find ourselves in societies all over the world. It doesn't really matter what religious faith we fall under, but for this purpose I'll talk about Christianity. We find our people talking about in the Bible how wonderful God is, how loving God is, and how powerful God is, and the nature of God, the character of God. God is a wonderful God. God is the kind of God that when you return back to where God is, you will have no sicknesses. You won't have to worry about lack of education. You don't have to be homeless. You don't have to worry about any of those struggles that people had to deal with here on the planet Earth, here in America. That's the kind of relationship, understanding that we have of God and what God is about. So you would think, knowing, having this type of understanding, then those who profess to be children of God, those who say they are filled with the Holy Ghost, burning up with fire, speaking in tongue, and all these wonderful things, you expect them to act a certain kind of way. You expect them to take care of God's business. But you cannot take care of God's business if you believe it. You cannot fly if you don't jump. You still might hit the ground, but you'll never know.